Right edition, welcome. Happy day. I got Alex Newman with me. Alex, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks very much for having me.
Hey, you're welcome. What part of the world are you in today?
I'm actually down in Florida right now for another month or so enjoying the sunshine.
I just left Las Vegas the other day and now I'm up north. When I left Vegas, it was like 95 above and getting hotter. What's it like in Florida?
We've had a lot of storms and rain and stuff, but today it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, your topic is a little bit gloomy to me, at least. It's all about kids, and of course that should be a lifting thing, but when it comes to education, it ain't lifting. It's kind of gloomy. It's all about what ain't being done, and tell us a little bit about it. You wrote a book about education, I think, in America. What's the book called?
Yeah, this is our book right here. It's Crimes of Educators, How Utopians Are Using Government Schools to Destroy America's Children. And it's equally applicable, I'm sure, to Canada and other countries around the world. And, the title might sound bombastic. That schools aren't destroying our children, but actually, and they're not committing crimes. But what we do in this book is show that these are very serious crimes being perpetrated, and that they are literally dumbing down our children on purpose. It's not that you just have a bunch of Looney Tunes and wackos and morons running the schools and this is all some kind of accident. This is part of a deliberate plan put in more than 100 years ago by John Dewey, a socialist wacko who wanted to turn America into a socialist utopia type thing. And his plan to do that was to dumb down the kids. He knew that as long as everybody could read properly, and he considered reading to be very individualistic, and he said we got to get the focus off reading, and we can't do it too quickly because then there's going to be a violent reaction. So he understood also how parents would be, violently opposed to having their children dumbed down in government schools. So he suggested to his cohorts, "Hey, we got to do this slowly. We got to do it quietly." Got a bunch of millions from the Rockefeller family and other sources, and they started taking over the teachers' colleges. And, one of their primary victories, they would see it as a victory. Everybody else who's suffering under it, I think, would disagree. But they replaced the phonics method of learning how to read, which, the way that you've learned how to read English since time immemorial, the only proper way to do it, with this method called the look-say method or the sight method or the whole word method. They have lots of different terms to conceal what they're doing, but it's quackery. It's known to be quackery. It was known to be quackery, way before John Dewey ever did it. They had done experiments in the 1800s, and they showed that kids normally can't learn to read this way. And to put it in a nutshell, it's kind of reading English as if it were Chinese. You look at the word as a symbol rather than knowing what sound each letter and combination of letters make and then decoding the word. And this is absolute quackery. It doesn't work, and we have solid evidence that it doesn't work. Our
What's
federal
the
government
objective?
did this.
What's the objective of the left-wing whacks in terms of doing this? Firstly, let me say that the left wing has patience and the right wing not so much, and I have seen that, and certainly they demonstrate that here, because I do believe, like you've said, it is a 100-year program. I mean, these guys really work at doing this, but what is the end objective?
Would turn America into a socialist utopia. He even gave us, he pointed to the model he wanted to use. There was a novel in 1888 by Edward Bellamy called Looking Backward, and it was a fantasy of a communist America in the year 2000, and that's what John Dewey wanted for the United States. But now, of course, the agenda is broader and it's global.
So you need to manage the minds of the youth and structure that, and then, of course, everything else rolls into the communist system, and that's happening now. You believe it's well on its way? Well, what about it's the measurement of it? Where do you think it is?
Oh, it's not just that I believe, it's that the evidence is indisputable. One of the things we really put a lot of effort into in this book was the bibliography, because we knew some of this stuff people were going to say no. So we went to the primary source documents, and the evidence is all around us. I mean, again, the federal government did a literacy survey. 55% of American adults could barely read by the government's own standards in 1993. 10 years before that, Ronald Reagan, he put together a commission and said if a foreign power had done to our education system what's happened to it, we would consider it an act of war. So everybody knows the education system is a mess. They're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to graduate kids that can't even read their high school diploma. But, the objective has been laid out quite clearly in some of the UNESCO documents that we quote. They're moving us, the education secretary talks about it openly.
Do kids fail grades in America?
They're supposed to, and we have a ton of dropouts. In some cities, it's half of the kids aren't even graduating from high school. And to graduate from high school in one of these government schools now, you don't even have to learn how to read properly or do math properly.
And
so to have to.
In Canada, Alex, I know that kids can't be failed. It's now you have to be equal. You get a badge for showing up, and everything is, it's pretty much a socialization thing that you're referring to, and it's kind of ahead. I think it's advanced in terms of America when you go north, and you can't fail. And you join your graduation, you have the same party as everybody else, and you don't know nothing from nothing. And it's a sad thing, and it's coming to a state near you, huh? Is this statewide? Is it federal-wide education I'm talking about?
When Dewey started out, he really started targeting the teachers' colleges, and from there we graduate. This certainly didn't all happen at once. You had Clinton imposing all these schemes, and you had Bush with No Child Left Behind. So it is at this point a federal program, but at the same time, UNESCO is openly pursuing these things as well, and the evidence is overwhelming that this is the case. They boast about it.
Do you have a solution in your book?
We have a number of solutions. I mean, the first thing is parents, love kids, get them out of the government schools. The problem is too severe to be able to correct it in time to benefit your kids. You need to get them out. Homeschool, a good private school, a good Christian school, whatever you do, get them out of the government schools. But long term, we need to address this problem, and that starts, first of all, by getting rid of the Department of Education. It's unconstitutional. It has no purpose other than to dumb down our education system. And second of all, we need to go back to teaching using proper methods. We can't use this quackery of the whole word method that we know doesn't work. We need to go back to the basics, reading, writing, arithmetic, so the kids can educate themselves too.
Hey, I get all of that, but that's not a fit with a socialist mindset, right? I mean, everybody's supposed to be equal. So, hey, it's a big task to get it all fixed, but I like what you're doing. And show us the book title again and tell us about it, and where can people buy the book?
It's Crimes of Educators, how utopians are using government schools to destroy America's children. It can be purchased on Amazon, or it can be ordered online from Walmart or Target or Barnes & Noble. If you want an autographed copy, you can get it from WND Superstore. WND Books is the publisher. And it's out already. It came out last week. So
I would assume by all of this that you ain't going to vote for Hillary, huh?
They're trying to sell us the Jeb Bush pro-Common Core guy versus Hillary Clinton, and what a joke. I mean, what an absolute joke. The American people don't want this, but the elites at the top are really pushing it, so we'll see who wins it out here.
I tell you, it makes one's head ache. I get it. Nice talking to you, Alex. I hope I can talk to you again, and all you viewers out there right now, buy the book and get yourself up the curb on this thing and deal with it. And I like that one solution you said. It ain't easy. You yank your kids out of the government schools, but you know what? You might wake somebody up when you do that. So good going. I hope you sell lots of copies, and I hope people read every word.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Okay, see ya.